Welcome back, Redeemers. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Curtis.
I'm Nick.
Huh?
I'm Pete.
Yeah.
I'm Julio.
Oh.
Huh.
Huh?
Huh?
Today we got August D, featuring J-Ho. Shout out to Hope too. Just
J-Ho.
Fuck Julio. What's up? Julio. Yeah, shout out to Julio.
No, shout out to Hope though, especially like going off and everything. And I know we're going to be getting into that as far as the Sunil video at some point too. But definitely wanted to shout Hope out, and I'm really interested to see what this collab's going to be, especially because of the artists who've released the albums. You know, from RM.
I was about to say that.
And Chug slash August D in this respect. This is kind of one of the first ones from the albums that have had a member feature on it as well. And I find that really interesting as well. And I'm curious because so much of this is about kind of that war within himself that I'm curious kind of what J-Hope's contribution to is going to be as well.
You probably open the Pandora's box to this.
You want more?
God's here. I already hear a sample like, ready, fight.
With the modulation. Okay, alright.
What you gonna be like? What you gonna be like? Hold me. This is you wanna be like. Hold me. This is you wanna be like. 공수는 공수고 그 말은 내게 해당한데 헛수고 하얘는 촌스러 음악은 난 숙제들이 약하게 바빠 학생이 춤춰 대구에서부터 쌓은 성공이 없고 어쩌라 성공 웅졸 성공
Yeah, shit been to White House. He been in Chicago too long.
Talk to him, What the shit do you know about me? About me? What the shit do you know about me? About me? Fuck that shit you think.
So I've been chatting with him. I'm like, oh man. I like that reverb
production too. Yeah.
That.
What you wanna be like? Hold me. This is you wanna be like. Hold me. This is you wanna be like.
J-Ho.
No matter what you do, no matter what you say, whatever you have, no matter what you know, no matter what you make, 너에 대한 모든 부분이에요. 내가 같이 여기까지 여기에요. 무슨 말이 필요해요. 내 할 일을 해도 네가 길을 가도 화제가 되기에 화제가 되기에 내 끝내는 지켜.
Switch up. All right,
On the street, keep there.
You said on the street.
이제 모여있는 시스템. 과열이된 기계. 안녕 경찰 거기 말을 못한 비에게 내가 주는 feedback.
You got his shit off there too. You got his shit.
What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? Fuck that shit you think you know about me. Every shit is you wanna be like. You wanna
That's
be
it. I love that.
You wanna be like. Hold me. This is you wanna be like. Hold me. This is you wanna be like.
No music
Way to
videos
start
for
it
this?
off though.
This is the Spanish dog I'm talking about, y'all. This the.
Hey, hueva. Vamos. Tra.
Certified banger, the streets are back. Hip hop's back, y'all.
Huh?
Hip hop's back. BTS, big hit in this bitch. Big Suge, J-Hope. J-Hope, I don't fucking miss, and he didn't.
Hobie Trice.
All English to start off, then jump right back into his Korean bag and hit us with the cadence. It's been a while since rappers been like, water. Hit him with that water. Smell him kind of like water.
If you're talking about Fabio, just say that.
But it was kind of that ilk and shit. I was joking, said Suge spent like some time in Chicago, came back a drill rapper.
Way too much time. In Chicago.
Nah, but I love that sound and shit. I am a sucker for like the Fabio foreign sound, for like UK drill in particular.
So well.
Yeah, and they did a good job with it, and it sounded like they could have been on the corner and somebody could have just recorded the video, and I'm kind of just going where everybody dancing on the corner. It was giving some street energy, some hood shit, kind of the essence of hip hop. So I'm gonna kind of always respect him for that, and that's kind of what I was alluding to before when it's like I selfishly like when he's in this pocket because it just comes off as pure rap shit. And it's just kind of like that's my essence as a black man, I guess, or just a minority within like America. It's just always gonna resonate very well with me. But yeah, with that being said, it was cool. It was fun. It wasn't dumbed down either, because sometimes like drill might have like a bad like connotation of I guess people thinking like it's like they're not saying nothing or nothing is kind of like going on or anything like that. But there is good storytelling within drill, guys. If y'all don't like listen to it or anything like that, there's a lot of artists that get that shit popping. But this was good, and Yugi's presence was felt. I also like how I thought J-Hope's presence was felt. I also like how J-Hope like in my opinion like didn't sound the same, you know what I mean, Kurt, as far as like a certain type of energy.
On any verse. That's what I was so excited for, because I was like, I didn't know if he'd just be melodic on the hook and kind of like something like that, but
his inflection even sounded different. Like it sounded like something was different, and I can't quite put my finger on it. It just seemed like kind of like he took a very laid back approach.
Yeah. He referenced the On the Street thing too, which is interesting because he had just had the collab with J. Cole.
I was gonna say he'd been chilling with J. Cole too much, probably, and just was like just chilling on the track. Huh?
See, at first I didn't like it when he was just on that chill mode. Then when he just came out and like switched that from there, then I really felt his verse there. I don't know. I haven't heard, I think I heard him from before, but I want to see how his flow usually is.
He the GOAT. J-Hope's the
Honestly,
GOAT.
his flow is unique every single time, at least in my opinion.
It's just different.
Yeah,
he doesn't give you the same thing every time. None of them do, but it's like you can't expect something. If you expect it, then
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Can't expect nothing.
Yeah,
but if you do,
you'll be upset.
You'll never be disappointed.
Yeah, but I was with you a little bit, Julio. Like I fucked with the like how he kind of started off everything, but I knew in my heart of hearts that it was gonna be a switch somewhere, and then it would like pick up and shit.
It wasn't over.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Y'all thought it was
finished.
Hold on, wait a minute.
When we bought them other labels, y'all thought we was written.
If you guys watched if you guys watched their previous videos, you know our reference.
Yeah.
This shit was fire. So before Pete, you can go off. This shit was just fire. Both of their flows, their cadences. I want to like really listen to this over. Just watch the lyrics.
Definitely need a second.
Let me download this. This is
Yeah, no
test.
bullshit.
Definitely want a second here.
And y'all said this is like one of the first ones.
This track
that,
number
like,
3.
Well, I mean, like that one of them did a song with another person in a group.
No, this is since they
album?
all dropped their like solo albums, none of them have a feature from BTS at all.
So this is the first one.
Yeah, this is the first time on a solo album that they have another member on it.
Although technically Jimin with the letter. Had JK's background vocals, but that's my point. Is to say this was like an actual like verse.
And was the letter on it? Well, no, the letter they say was for if you physically bought it or
just,
something like that. I get what you mean as a technicality.
This shit was dope though, super fire, on repeat.
This is the first time someone had a whole verse on a beat site. Somebody almost was there. It was like, I beat you to it.
Said it already. Someone's like, get you next time.
It's just like, almost had you. Good save, Kurt.
Buzz reader.
How you feel?
I liked it. I felt that they executed it properly. I think both of them, rode the beat and gave it justice. I felt that their voices complemented each other, and how they sounded different, and good performance. I liked it. I want to see a video to it, actually.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think they're giving any MV for this. I think it's just a B-side.
Oh, this is a B-side?
I believe so.
You know what? I'm gonna say this.
Well, the title tracks on the album are usually the ones that get the MVs.
And I feel like I'm gonna say it every other time, so I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say this one time only. I'm tired of these B-sides being super fire.
Right?
That they gotta be on B-sides. Like, why?
You be wanting them MVs.
Yes, something like y'all need to. Man, it's not fair. I'm not playing fair. This is y'all do got that wannabe life. Wanna be listening to those tracks that y'all not putting on y'all A sides, and wondering why.
You can tell these dudes definitely give the culture over here justice as far as how they flowing on a beat. You know, to be able to flow like that on the beat is not easy, and it takes time and practice. You got to be a master of knowing how to flow and ride it properly. So they obviously know how to do that. Anyone over here who knows anything about good lyricism and having substance and flowing like that is definitely always going to be a win-win in the hip-hop department.
Feel the same.
Execute that very, very well.
You feel the confidence through the track too, as well. And I feel like confidence is also another big thing in hip hop, where sometimes you could tell if somebody's a little shaky, baby, or if it's just not there. Someone's like, I got the gun, kinda in the
It's like
car.
it's
My
not
man
there.
got it, I think.
This egocentric, this, you know, cocky, come and get back to what the fuck you know about me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna let you, you know, I'm gonna let you have it.
We can't even talk about this shit. Wanna be life, fucking wankster, fucking haters. He said, "I thought we broke up." Nah, we left and came back stronger than ever. Get off our dick. It's BTS forever. It was just like, let me stop for somebody being there like. That's the energy all the solo artists is giving. They giving a lot of like, you know, we left, platinum record by myself. You know what I mean? World tour by myself. Came back with the group. Sold out shows again. Took over the K world. Took over the regular world and shit. They said, name one group that 7 niggas can leave, go platinum, come back, and still have y'all waiting here. And we still getting. Say, no, I'm talking shit.
No one in the world, I don't think ever.
Said, I'll wait.
I'll
I told you, I
wait.
don't think it's ever been done. Like you said, we think. So now Wu-Tang claim, right? So we're like, we did it.
Did they?
Think everybody went platinum and shit.
Did they? Everyone.
Everyone who CD madder than Wu-Tang. Say
I was about to, that's what I was about to say.
Hey,
some niggas didn't get a CD. They were like, look, our first 5 went.
Shots fired.
I got a verse.
I got a verse.
that's crazy.
I think everyone did though and shit. I'm joking, but the first Wu-Tang joint went, Method Man joint went, like Plaid ODB joint went Plaid, Liquid Swords went Plaid after that.
Dex still went gold after having to rewrite an album.
Yeah, like
Did Ghost and
Flood.
yeah, with
Ghost
Liquid
definitely
Swords and
did.
shit. Like they went the deck joint go Plaid.
That's what
On the
Iron
show they said it went gold fast. So.
It went gold. I don't know if it went plat.
What was Ghostface one? Iron
Mind
Man,
you,
right?
physical
I
sales.
think
back then,
Iron
too.
Man, yeah. So that was after Liquid Swords
Yeah.
and shit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that went platinum and shit. Yeah, I'm joking and shit, but I think all of the songs went
Quantity.
platinum. Deck is the only one I'm probably not sure of, but
I think gold, if I'm not mistaken, but that's also again physical sales and everything.
yeah.
So it's
different.
And at that time, going gold was going platinum, kind of like
No,
you know what I
honestly,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, so you know,
Yeah.
it was hard to get a viral moment in fucking the mid '90s. There's just no social media.
All I have to say, like, just kind of about this is, I really like actually kind of knowing that I know he was treating the 2 full first mixtapes like this is just the debut album and everything like that, and I do really appreciate that. But those are works of art certainly within their own right, especially from what we've been able to check out and everything. But all that to tie back to this, I like for how much of a peek behind the curtain and how vulnerable and open he is through those mixtapes. For him to basically start this off and have the hook be like, you know, you think you know me, huh? Like it just kind of like basically everything you think you know, I'm just erase it. You know what I mean? Like you don't know anything about me, or at least this new version of me, or like I'm wiping that slate clean to kind of start over seemingly. And I just think that's an interesting perspective to kind of, you know, attack it from, especially the debut song on the debut album, seemingly, as far as like, you know, as a solo, if you don't kind of count the mixtapes, even though, you know, work of art-wise they are. But nonetheless, I just think that was a really interesting angle to kind of approach it from. And then when we're in August D's verse, everything that he's saying about, you know, what the internet age is and what it represents and how that like that's like the true villain. Basically, everything becomes so, you know, saturated and false and everything within that regard. Like just how easy it is to kind of have your mind polluted, seemingly. I just think it's an interesting angle that he was writing from. Even talking about the karma of success from like just like almost a price he had to pay because he was someone from rags to riches, so to speak. So that essentially, like, if you're rewarded with this fame, there has to be a price that comes with it, seemingly. I just think it's an interesting angle as far as balancing it. He talks about his inferiority complex, and it's really crazy because when you consider everything that BTS has done, and honestly everything he's done respectively in his own right, and I know he's rapping about this from the perspective of August D and everything, as far as, you know, those corrupting thoughts and everything like that, and separating all of that. So it's really interesting, kind of just the headspace he would have to be in to kind of write from this. But even referencing like going to the White House and everything like that, and it's just so interesting because of, you know, it almost feels as though he doesn't count Suga, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because Suga is the idol and everything like that. And while, you know, it feels like the war, you know, seemingly is between Min Yoongi and everything, and, you know, August D. And I just think it's really interesting kind of to zero in on that specific of a level to kind of approach everything from. And I think he really like snapped and everything he was talking about that. Definitely loved the flow and kind of the crowd hype energy as far as the call and response of the hook and everything too.
Kurt, you might be onto something though.
Yeah.
As far as him, as far as August D seeming like he's talking more to Yugi than Suga.
Yeah.
Suga at this point to me is more of an amalgamation of a bunch of different people or a bunch of different experiences.
I think
so
It's like Superman, Clark Kent type of thing.
yeah, even more than that, it's almost
3 basically.
yeah, because
Captain
like
Planet.
because essentially and shit, if you're just kind of straight up talking to Yugi, you almost would be talking to the person before Suge, like the person literally that came from the bottom.
But that's why I like that he mentioned the inferiority complex, because it's essentially everything that he's ever achieved in his life that people know about him as Suga. He's essentially saying that doesn't count, or that doesn't exist, or it's at least alluded to the fact that I'm at least ignoring that or shoving that to the side to focus specifically on Yoongi. So it's like Yoongi, like you're inferior in some way, or you don't deserve to be here, and it's just kind of that like talking to yourself in the mirror.
So
Sort of
Yugi,
thing.
you don't deserve what Suga got or did.
Honestly, it at least feels like that to a certain extent. So it's also really interesting in the you think you know me kind of as far as like almost like basically like any bit of credit you would almost try to give yourself. It's almost disregarding in a way. And mind you, this is at the very least the trivial thoughts that would go back and forth within kind of yourself. You know, whether you kind of give meaning to it or anything is separate, but just to say that these are like the kind of the exploration of these thoughts I find really interesting as well.
That was interesting.
And even kind of how they use the as far as it's like a like wait what are you saying? But then also like oh like, you know, or like making you reconsider something, like if you like if something gets through to you and you're like like you're kind of making sense. So there's a lot of I like that they kind of essentially leave that open to interpretation for the most part. And I think it makes a revisit on whatever, you know, kind of album, you know, re-listens or anything. It make that really interesting too. Definitely thought Hope snapped on this. I really love that we got a verse from him as well. I thought he would have contributed amazingly if it was just like a vocals kind of hook sort of thing. But I really do like that he actually got a verse on this as well. And just knowing that he referenced the on the street thing, knowing that he had literally just did that before kind of going. So it does make me curious about the timing of when he would have wrote this or anything.
They'll let you know we just dropped. That shit might have been cooking last week.
No, that's what I'm saying. It makes it really interesting. And I am kind of sad that he isn't quite able to get or hear like the response to the album or anything like that. But nonetheless, I'm sure he'll be put onto it in some way. But he really did great on this too. And I like that my favorite line from him at least was when he said, basically my step is so deep that a comeback is always like kind of ready, which is interesting because he just went off the service. But basically I like that like I have such a deep step that kind of that spring of like when I launch is gonna like propel me in such a way to where like it like you don't gotta worry about a comeback from me seemingly.
Step back.
I just thought that was a really interesting way of kind of, you know, approaching that sort of, you know, that sort of thing. And just even talking about not being able to stand contempt as far as like being complacent in anything, kind of always having to, you know, feel like you're ready to keep going. And that's an interesting thing with in general too, because a lot of people who achieve like that high level of success are people who almost do discredit themselves a lot, or they don't become complacent in their success to where they can like lay back, chill sort of thing.
Once you're comfortable, shit is over. Comfortability is the worst when you're trying to reach for growth.
But it's the door that opens in the double-edged sword / catch-22 or however you want to approach that. So that's a really interesting angle to approach this angle of the album and everything from. And I certainly think that's, you know, that's a great kind of intro into the album for sure.
Yeah, Yugi had a bar earlier too. He had the what did he say? Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He said like reality and the internet is like two different things, and basically like some of y'all walking around like y'all clean and need to smell y'all poop. He said. But I took that as but what I took that as is just like, everybody shit stink. So, don't act like you better than other niggas and shit when you ain't out here living right and shit too. Like, so just.
Yeah, it's disgusting to pretend you're clean.
Damn.
Please check your shit first. Then it says many articles and gossip. The villain in the information age, as far as, spreading that kind of.
Spreading more bullshit. Check your shit because you spreading bullshit.
It's critics and everything in general. But the funny thing is, even at the end of that, it's I pray that even you'll do well.
Yeah.
And I wonder.
They always gonna do that. Talk shit. Let me not say that. I love when they do a lot of like the fuck the haters, but thank you, yo. You got a name in our mouth. You got a trending type shit.
But that's also what I like about the thing, as far as like if there's a merit of truth to it, to where you're like, but then like, like.
Yeah, you also you ever catch a hater like saying some bullshit like, oh, what the fuck you say?
Yeah,
like your girl be like, who this are you texting?
That's a different That's the
make up another character. That wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
That's a whole different.
That was Nicholas D. That was Nick Wood. Literally, right?
See, I told him to delete that.
I told him, yo, this is my man, my phone.
See, he was using my phone the whole time.
What's Nick backwards? He's about to start spelling their name backwards. That was me. Like, comment, subscribe. So, jump in the comments. Tell us how y'all felt about this. Give us what y'all breakdowns was of it. Is this your favorite track on the album so far?
If not, then let us know.
Let us know. We love y'all. We're going to holler at y'all. Peace.